At my older brother's birthday party, my family ganged up on me in front of everyone. They demanded I hand over my penthouse so my jobless brother could finally live like a man. It was my older brother's birthday, a day that should have been about celebration, but instead, my own family, my own mother, cornered me in front of everyone and demanded I give up the home I'd worked my entire life for. When I refused, she slapped me. And the rest? They just watched. That night, everything changed. Hi, I'm Meline, and I'm 32 years old. Even now, months later, I still can't quite believe what went down at my brother Marcus's birthday party. The penthouse, the one I'd poured my heart and soul and every single ounce of effort into as a software engineer, became the eye of a family storm I never, ever saw coming. Honestly, I should have known something was off the moment I walked in and saw their faces, that weird mix of anticipation and judgment, a look I've known since I was a kid. Marcus, who's 35, has always been the golden child, even with his perpetual unemployment. Stepping into my parents' house, clutching his ridiculously expensive gift, I felt that familiar knot in my stomach just tighten. Growing up in our middle-class neighborhood in Portland, the pattern was set early. Marcus was the firstborn, the son my parents, Deborah and Harold, had always wanted. I came along 3 years later, the daughter they never quite seemed to know what to do with. Our childhood home was comfortable enough, small backyard, cramped bedrooms, but the emotional landscape? That was far more uneven. Marcus could do no wrong in their eyes, despite all the evidence. When he broke the neighbor's window playing baseball indoors after being told a million times not to, my dad just chuckled and called it boys being boys. When he brought home D's on his report card, my mom would sigh and say, school just isn't set up for creative minds like his. Meanwhile, I discovered computers in 4th grade and found I had a natural talent for them. I'd stay after school, glued to the computer lab, totally fascinated by early programming. When I brought home straight A's, my mother would just nod and say, that's nice, dear, before turning her attention right back to whatever crisis Marcus was experiencing. By high school, the contrast was even sharper. I joined a robotics club and my team won a regional competition. My parents? They didn't attend. Marcus had a football game that day, even though he spent most of it warming the bench. When I came home with the trophy, my dad just glanced up from the TV and said, just don't get too wrapped up in that computer stuff. Boys don't like girls who are too smart. College applications rolled around, and I applied to 12 schools, getting scholarships to 8 of them. I chose State University for their amazing computer science program. My parents contributed nothing. College is expensive, and we need to save for Marcus's future, my mother explained. So, I worked 3 jobs, morning shifts at a coffee shop, weekend retail, and late nights doing data entry. Marcus, on the other hand, started at a private college, our parents footing the entire bill. He dropped out after the first semester, claiming the professors didn't understand his learning style. They nodded sympathetically and paid for his second attempt at a different school. He lasted slightly longer there, almost a full year, before deciding it wasn't the right environment. The third college? Same story. I graduated with honors in computer science, with minors in math and business. My parents attended my graduation, but left early because Marcus had called, needing their help with a situation involving his landlord and overdue rent. My first job was entry-level at a small tech company, barely making enough to cover my student loans and a tiny studio apartment. I worked 60-hour weeks, taught myself additional programming languages at night, and contributed to open-source projects to build my portfolio. During those years, Marcus lived at home, cycling through jobs that never lasted more than a few months. Full story on channel, link below. Watch what happened next.